Good day, good evening, and good night, you all. I want to say thank you again for tuning back in to Forgiving Our Past to Create a Beautiful Future. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the comments, the subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you for your viewership. I so appreciate it. I wanted to come on just for a moment and speak on trauma and mental health. It is fully okay to have been hurt, to be hurt. It is okay to have certain thoughts where, you're trying to figure out a way to continue your days and go on and sit in confusion. It's okay for just a little while. But once you realize that certain decisions you're making, certain relationships you're getting in are very similar to the ones you were in that may have been abusive, that may have been with usury, um, anything that caused trauma in your life, you may have to really look inward to see why you are attracting certain people to you, certain experiences to yourself, and certain thoughts you're even having about yourself, about life, anxiety. I don't want anybody to feel offended when I say this, because I truly do mean this from the bottom of my heart, because I really do. We a lot of times need help, but we don't ask for it, whether it be from our families, friends, anybody. And we have to know when to call on for help and who to call on. I am an advocate for therapy, non-medicated therapy, if you know if you're under that range of not needing it. Um, and I'm not, licensed in medicine or anything like that. Um, this is purely uh, from my experience of also being in therapy, that it is truly a tool that should be utilized if you don't have the answers, if you don't want to feel judged talking to other people. Therapy has a way of showing you who you are and how certain experiences you're having are because of you and what you're doing. Certain things that you're doing are causing these effects in your life. Um, Sometimes just talking about trauma, talking it over with someone, allowing yourself to cry, allowing yourself to give it to someone. Um, for any Catholics that are on here, you know, back in the days, and even still to this day, people used to leave things on the priest. Talk it out onto the priest. Um, and we all need that listening ear. We all need someone to hear us, but we need somebody that we can confide in that also doesn't have that relationship with us where, they know who we're talking about or the issue surrounding another person. You have that veil there. And I'm realizing, looking at a lot of people, hearing a lot of people, that we have our spiritual part that we have to play in. We have to, we can do a lot on our own. We can release a lot on our own. I'm never going to say everybody needs therapy. Everybody should go. If you have trauma, you should go. No. There's a lot of things you can get over on your own. But there's things that the therapist may ask you, or it would be something that has nothing to do with what you're calling about or talking about. And they ask you something, and you are reminded by something that happened 10 years before even this person did what they did, or they weren't even in the picture yet. So therapy has a good way of showing you yourself, showing you how you end up in situations, how they've repeatedly happened, how friends are able to take advantage of you, um, and other family issues surrounding that and all. So yeah, trauma is something that can follow us all the way from generation to generation to generation. Um, you think about why older men want younger women, less experience, less tainted, the probability of them having trauma is very, very low as it relates to being with another man, because they're young. They don't have a lot of life experience other than them in their family home with their father and mother. When you think about even the way that the family structure is, or even back in the days, you have the older daughter, the middle daughter, the younger daughter. A lot of times the older daughter it's harder for the older daughter to get married, but it's very easy for the younger one. Why? Because the parents have had the ability to make all the mistakes with the first, all of the mistakes with the second, and then by the time they get to their third one, they've kind of like, they, first of all, as the last child, the youngest, you get coddled and all, and the parents know better. They have more information. They have better experience on what to do, and typically the younger girls always get married first. The youngest daughter always gets married first, especially back in the days, even biblically. Sorry, and you see those things and you say, okay, what does that have to do with now? Trauma can literally cause you to not be able to hold proper relationships in your life. That's why I even brought that example up. We get into relationships with men and women, and they're coming from a traumatic past, whether it be their parents or their relationship. They're coming from a traumatic past. And should we be the ones to have to try to heal that when we are not the ones that can do it? We need to make sure that we're the best for ourselves and for the new relationship that we want to get into, or even the friendships we want to, have. So I just wanted to briefly come in on that. Nothing deep today. I just wanted to speak on the fact that we all want to engage in relationship, whether it be, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, friendships, properly being the best mother for your child or your children, and the best father for your children, the best daughter for your mother, and the best son for your mother and father. And in order to do that, we have to be present, heal. And I just wanted to say, if you need help, if you need that help, because we all do, and we all need a listening ear. If it's not too much, seek out therapy, just to talk. If you can pinpoint even in your life, okay, what is going on? Maybe I'm dealing with something from when my father, was always at work. He never came home. I barely saw him, and he was rough when he did come home. My mother didn't have enough food, and nowadays I hoard food. I actually knew someone like that a while ago. They didn't have a lot of food growing up, so this person actually hoards food and had that issue for a very long time. Hoarded food under their bed. It would go bad under their bed because of always this feeling of not being able to sustain themselves. So you don't realize sometimes why you even do something, even if it's from a very long time ago, or you might realize it. But I'm a complete advocate for therapy, even with your spiritual journey. So just wanted to come in and say that briefly. Nothing deep today. Just wanted to say that. So thank you again for tuning back into Forgiving Our Past to Create a Beautiful Future. And everybody have a wonderful day, evening, and night.